Dear students, welcome back. In today's session, we'll see the stabilization of medicinal agents against common reactions like hydrolysis, oxidation, and photodegradation, or it is also known as degradation pathways. So, drugs may undergo degradation by number of ways or by number of mechanisms like hydrolysis, oxidation, photolysis, epimerization, racemization. So there are number of mechanisms by which the degradation of the drugs may occur. So, those mechanisms are known as a degradation pathway. The first degradation pathway or the major degradation pathway is a hydrolysis degradation pathway, or it is also known as decomposition pathway. So first one is hydrolysis. Now there are number of drugs which undergo hydrolysis. Hydrolysis simply the lysis which is caused by the water, or lysis or breakdown of the drugs due to the presence of water. Water means H plus and OH minus ion. That is known as a hydrolysis. There are number of drugs which undergo hydrolysis, but specifically those drugs which contain ester group in their functional group or amide group as a functional group, they undergo hydrolysis in solution, or they are more prone to the hydrolysis in solution. For example, antibiotics, vitamins, these contain ester or amide group which are more susceptible or which are more prone to the hydrolysis type of the reactions. Now, as far as the ester hydrolysis is considered, it occurs due to breaking of covalent bond between carbon and oxygen, which results in formation of acid and alcohol. Now we know the general structure of the ester, so you can imagine there is a breaking of covalent link or covalent bond between carbon and oxygen, resulting in formation of acid and alcohol. Now, some hydrolysis reactions occurs in water, but presence of catalysts like minerals, acids, alkalis, or certain enzymes required to promote the reactions. Means apart from water, there are certain substances like acids, alkalis, or enzymes which may also increase the rate of hydrolysis reactions. Acid catalyzed hydrolysis and base catalyzed hydrolysis, these are the two, we can say, types of the ester hydrolysis. Acid catalyzed, obviously it is catalyzed by the H plus ion, that's why acid catalyzed, and which is reversible one, whereas the alkaline hydrolysis is irreversible process which is catalyzed by OH minus ions. The general form of kinetic equation to express the acid or base catalyzed hydrolysis is, now these equations are shown below. You can see d ester by dt is equal to minus k ester into H plus n. In both the cases where whether the acid catalyzed hydrolysis or base catalyzed hydrolysis, these reactions are second order reactions, because you can find the rate of reaction depends on the concentration of ester as well as concentration of H plus or the OH minus ions. So there are two factors on which the rate of reaction depends, hence it is known as a second order type of the reaction. But many times to study or to understand this type of reactions, we made to behave like a first order by keeping the concentration of any one component in excess, generally H plus or OH minus ion. We know that the pseudo order reactions are the reactions in which the concentration of one of the reactant is kept in excess. So we can make to behave such reactions second order reaction to first order reactions. For example, the example of hydrolysis reaction, degradation or decomposition of aspirin. That is the example. Now this is all about the hydrolysis, but how to prevent the hydrolysis? What are the remedies to prevent the hydrolysis type of the reactions? because if the hydrolysis of the drug in the dosage form occurs, then there will be decrease in concentration of the drug in the dosage form and will not get the therapeutic effect of such drugs. Hence, we have to prevent the hydrolysis type of the reaction. So first factor that should be controlled in order to prevent the hydrolysis is pH. That is the concentration of H plus or OH minus. The drug solution should be formulated close to the pH at which it has optimum stability. Whenever we prepare the drug solution or we prepare the dosage form of any drug, we should try to formulate that dosage form at pH at which it has a maximum stability or optimum stability. So we have to first of all see what is the effect of pH on the stability of that drug. So depending on that, we can easily find out what is the pH of optimum stability, and whenever we formulate the dosage form or drug solution, at that time we can maintain that pH at which the drug is having the optimum stability. The second factor to prevent the hydrolysis is the type of solvent. Obviously, the water is a major reason for the hydrolysis type of the reactions. Hence, the partial or complete removal of water with solvent of low dielectric constant decreases the rate of ester hydrolysis. So if you remove the water, which is the basic reason for the hydrolysis, with a solvent of low dielectric constant like ethanol or glycols or the glucose solution, then we can decrease the rate of hydrolysis to some extent. So that is the second factor that must be considered, that is the type of solvent. The third one is complexation. If we prepare the complex of the drug which is undergoing the hydrolysis type of reaction, then it definitely affects the rate of hydrolysis. Now, how that complex formation affect the rate of hydrolysis? It is that affect by two mechanisms. The first one is steric effect and the second one is electronic effect. For example, if we prepare we can take the example of benzocaine, which is a local anesthetic drug which contains the ester functional group. When the complex is formed between the complexing agent caffeine and the benzocaine, the rate of hydrolysis of the benzocaine decreases because H plus and OH minus ions cannot attack easily due to the steric hindrance. Now what happens when the complex is formed between the caffeine and benzocaine, due to the attachment of large bulky caffeine molecule to the benzocaine, that create the steric hindrance. You know, attachment of the bulky molecule or the large molecule create the steric hindrance, and due to the steric hindrance, the attack of H plus and OH minus ions can be prevented to some extent, and hence there is a decrease in the rate of hydrolysis type of reactions. Second mechanism by which the complexation prevent hydrolysis is electronic effect of complexing agent, which alter the affinity of ester carbonyl ion, that is C double bond O, for the catalytic species. Means the catalytic species which catalyze the hydrolysis. So when the affinity decreases, the rate of hydrolysis may also decrease. But in general, the steric effect decreases the hydrolysis rate, whereas electronic effect may decrease or increase the rate of hydrolysis. The next parameter is surfactant. The addition of cationic, anionic or non-ionic surfactant can stabilize the drug against hydrolysis by OH minus ions. Means especially when the drugs undergoes base catalyzed hydrolysis or OH minus ion catalyzed hydrolysis, in that case we can add the surfactant which may be cationic, anionic or non-ionic to prevent the hydrolysis. Now we can take different examples, like when the anionic surfactant sodium lauryl sulfate, that is a 5% concentration, is added to benzocaine, the half-life of the drug increased 18 folds. Now we can imagine half-life increase means there is a lesser degradation or decomposition of the benzocaine in the presence of 5% SLS or the sodium lauryl sulfate. So that is the effect of anionic surfactant. Whereas when the cationic surfactant was added at that time, that is acetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide 2.46%, the half-life of the benzocaine increased by 10 folds. Now we can see here the difference between these two, the first and second one. In the second case, in case of cationic surfactant, the half-life increased only by 10 folds. There is an increase in stability against the hydrolysis, but that increase is less as compared to the sodium lauryl sulfate, that is the anionic surfactant. However, when the non-ionic surfactant is added, it was found that the stability or the half-life of the benzocaine increased by 4 to 5 folds only. The meaning is that the anionic surfactant is most effective to prevent the hydrolysis of benzocaine. So that is the effect of various surfactant on the rate of hydrolysis. Overall, we can say that due to the addition of the surfactant, whether it may be cationic, anionic or non-ionic, the rate of hydrolysis decreases. Now the mechanism is given in the figure. You can see here. In case of non-ionic, drug located at periphery of the micelle. Now we know that a surfactant leads to the formation of the micelle, and due to the formation of the micelle, there is a prevention of the hydrolysis. Whereas in case of the anionic, the free negative charges repel the incoming OH minus ions, negative repulsion. Whereas in case of the cationic, the presence of plus ends attract the OH minus at low concentration, but at higher concentration, the attached OH minus act as a shield which prevent the hydrolysis or attack from the OH minus ions. The next is chemical structure of modification. So addition of substituent, if we modify the chemical structure of the drug, like by adding the substituent alkyl or acyl side chain of aliphatic or aromatic ester. The ester may be aliphatic or aromatic, and if we add the substituent on alkyl or acyl side chain, there is a decrease in the rate of hydrolysis due to steric hindrance. So chemical structure modification, again steric hindrance is created, and that's why the decrease in the rate of hydrolysis. Whereas in second case, if we add the electrophilic or nucleophilic group to alkyl or acyl side chain of the ester, that may increase or decrease the hydrolysis rate due to electronic effect. So again, steric hindrance and the electronic effect are operating in this case also in case of chemical structure modification. Example, alkaline and hydrolysis of aromatic ester is promoted by the presence of electrophilic group on benzene and retarded by presence of nucleophilic group. So electronic effect may either increase or decrease the rate of hydrolysis. But in general, we cannot as such modify the chemical structure of the drug in order to prevent its hydrolysis rate, because chemical structure modification may either change the therapeutic effect or the pharmacological action of the drug. So this approach is generally not preferred. The next one is salt and ester. The solubility of the drug undergoing ester hydrolysis is reduced by forming salt or ester, which decreases the rate of hydrolysis. So it's a simple matter. If you prepare the salt or ester, there is a decrease in the solubility, and the decrease in solubility contribute to the stability against hydrolysis of the drug. So there is a last approach, that is salt and ester preparation. So that is all about the hydrolysis and how to prevent the hydrolysis, or what are the remedies for hydrolysis type of the reactions. The next reaction is oxidation, or the next degradation mechanism is oxidation. Oxidation reaction, we have heard many times, number of drugs like vitamins, steroids, antibiotics undergo the oxidative hydrolysis or undergo oxidation. Such reactions are mediated by free radicals or the molecular oxygen. The main mechanism for oxidation is either presence of free radicals which initiate the oxidation reaction or the molecular oxygen which may also initiate the oxidative reactions. Now we know that the oxidation is defined as a loss of electron or addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. That is these are the different definitions of the oxidation. Now the simple example is oxidation of ferrous to ferric, as Fe double plus changes to Fe triple plus with the loss of electron. So this is a simple reaction which represent the oxidation. Many drugs undergo oxidative decomposition through autooxidation. Autooxidation, when the molecular oxygen is involved, that is known as a autooxidation. Means the reaction of any drug with molecular oxygen O2 is known as autooxidation. There is a trigger for oxidation reaction also, the presence of metal ions, particularly cobalt, iron, nickel, copper. They increases the rate of oxidation reaction. Now how they increases the rate of oxidation reaction? By reducing the induction period. Now what is the meaning of the induction period? Means in the absence of these metal ions, if the 2 minutes are required to initiate the oxidative reaction, means 2 minutes is the induction period. But when the metal ions are present, it requires only 1 minute to start the oxidation or to initiate the oxidation reaction. So these metal ions decreases the induction period. So I think you understood what is the meaning of induction period, time necessary to start the oxidation reaction. Now how to prevent the oxidation? The first approach to prevent oxidation is oxygen content. Oxidative degradation of drugs occurs in solution. Oxygen concentration should be kept minimum. Obviously oxygen is responsible for the oxidation reaction, hence we should remove the oxygen which is present, or oxygen concentration should be kept at minimum. A simple example, oxygen from the water can be removed by boiling at 100 degrees Celsius. If we know that the solubility of the gases decreases with increasing the temperature, so that mechanism can be used to prevent the oxidation.